Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a fairly interesting video, and before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to go ahead and say I promise I don't have coronavirus. I've been losing my voice from talking at the gun store so much. Believe it or not, people are buying a lot of guns right now. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, I'm going to be talking to you about something from Cannae IIIA. Now, it's not this new backpack that I have in front of you. It's actually something inside the backpack, and it's something I'm excited to play with today, and that is one of these level 3A armor plates that have been specifically sized and designed to go into Cannae IIIA bags. Now, for those of you not familiar with the NIJ level of ratings, level 3A basically encompasses all pistol calibers for the most part, and we're going to be testing it with a couple different calibers and guns out here today to hopefully see what the failure point of this thing is, if there is any. And it's something I'm excited to do because I've never done an armor test here on the channel before. I've come up with a way of doing it that I think will work, but we'll find out along with each other. But before we shoot this thing up, I obviously want to show you how this thing works, what the size and specs are of this thing, and why something like this might work well in your given situation. So this one specifically is an 11 by 14 inch plate. It's made to go into backpacks. The one that I know that they're selling on their website is, I believe it's a 9 by 13, so it's just a little bit smaller than this one. And again, they specifically sized it for the laptop compartments in their bag. So basically, if you have a Cannae IIIA bag that has a laptop compartment, this will fit inside there. So again, first up we have this new, more incognito backpack from them. While this does have a laptop pouch, this one, again being larger than the one they're actually selling on their website, will fit in the main compartment, but not in their laptop pouch. I guess just so you can see here. However, if I show you the new version of their messenger bag, which is right here, which if you guys are following my channel, you know that I've been using one of their messenger bags as my little MP5K bag for a long time. On this one, you can see we have the laptop pouch back here, and this one will slide right in to that laptop pouch. And the cool thing with this is, because this is a level 3 plate, it's able to be a little bit thinner, which means you can still maintain the use of your laptop in the laptop pouch with the armor plate installed. Now, I'm not going to be testing it with a laptop in there because I like my laptop, and even though it's wearing out on me, I still want to use that laptop, or at least have the choice to. So I'm not going to be shooting it with a laptop in there, and I'm not even going to be shooting it in a bag because I want to do more testing with these Cannae IIIA bags. So I'm going to be setting this thing up on a table and just shoot it with it taped up to a cardboard box, because simplicity is a good thing, especially when you don't have a whole lot of other resources to do it any other way. So the calibers we're going to be shooting at this thing today are going to be 9mm, 45 ACP, 45 Long Colt, and 44 Magnum. Now, most of the guns I'm going to be using are ones you've seen on the channel before. Some of them we haven't, so I'm not going to go too in-depth into the specifics on a lot of these guns, but if there are videos on any of these guns, I'll have those linked down below. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up and start shooting at it, because I know this is the part you guys least care about, and you just want to see me shoot this armor plate and see what it will handle. Alright, so because of the surface I have the armor plate on, I'm going to have to shoot it from down here. So forgive the awkward angle. I do have a camera on the armor plate. It's probably out 5 yards away from me right now. I'm going to start with 9mm in my CZ PL1. We're just going to be shooting regular 115 grain, full metal jacket. We'll see how many times I can shoot it before it falls over or falls off the table. I'm going to try to hit it at least 3 times though. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so I've tried to reinforce what I'm shooting into. I came somewhat prepared. So there's now a gallon of water inside the box to hopefully hold everything nice and tight. Make sure my downrange camera is recording. I can already tell you that caught it no problem, so we're going to put another one into it. All right. Okay, so at least the box didn't fall off the table. We're going to go ahead and put one more round of 9mm. I've done the left bottom corner, the right bottom corner, so we're just going to do the bottom of that panel there. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, so just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to leave the camera where it's at. So we've got 3 entrances right in here, nice and clean, pretty much all where I wanted them to. I'm going to try to go in layers with the different calibers. As you can see, nothing went through. We're nice and clean back here. A little bit of back face deformation. That's going to be expected with any sort of soft armor like this, but that's not too shabby. Kind of what I expected. Thankfully, my box is still intact and it doesn't look like it's leaking water. So I'm going to try to tape this a little bit more hardcore on there and then switch to 45 ACP, which, according to people that shop at our store, means this thing should vaporize. Let's see what actually happens. So now we're going to switch to 45 ACP. We're going to be using my Gen 3 Glock 21. As you can see, I've put a little bit more tape on it. Hopefully we can get through these 3 rounds without having to reset, but let's find out. All right, we spun it, but we should be able to reset it. All right, go reset it. All right, let's check in. Okay, so once again, we have back deformation, but no holes going through. I will say that our water bottle did, because of the back face deformation, compress enough to actually split in one area. It wasn't because the bullet went through, it's because the compressive forces actually split it a little bit. Hopefully it maintains enough weight to keep this thing in place. And let's move on to some 45 Long Colt. I can actually see, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So you can see the slug in there. Kind of neat. We'll probably have to cut this open after we're done. Now we're going to switch to some 45 Long Colt using my Uberti single action army, and it only feels right to shoot this thing one-handed. I'm sure we're going to have to reset this thing though. All right. All right. And we should be good enough. I'm going to go ahead and go for my 3rd shot here. All right, we blew some of the label off. Let's see what happened. As expected, no back face deformation. Honestly, if any of these were going to go through, it'd be the 9mm. Well, that's a topic for another video. We blew part of the label off here. We still have enough space to go 44 Magnum next. One weird thing is there's a slug all the way up here, so I don't know what happened. Somehow the thing got caught and diverted up here, but there's very definitely a slug up here. But again, still no penetration. Let's go ahead and switch to 44 Magnum. All right, so for 44 Magnum, we're actually going to be using my little single shot Henry here. We got some 240 grain jacketed flat nose soft points. Let's go ahead and see what happens. It might not be fair shooting 44 Magnum out of a rifle. Let's see what happened. All right, so we have our entrance here, and as you can see, it did bow out, but it does look like it caught it. It doesn't look like it went through at all. It's hard to tell. It might have gone in and then curved its way around after this thing started to deflect, but there's no penetration here. The bullet would have probably gone around it, and I did hit it pretty close to the edge here. And again, we are doing this with a rifle as opposed to a 44 Magnum handgun, so we are getting extra velocity. I might try to do another 44 Magnum here in the center, and then we'll see what happens there. So I'm not even going to bother taping this one because I have a feeling this one's going to go flying too. But this one I'm going to put it more centralized where some of the other impacts have been going. Well, there goes the box. Okay, so We hit it more in the center. When I went up to it, this thing was pretty compressed. But again, no back face deformation. We hit it pretty much dead center right there, really close to where we hit it one of the times with 44 or 45 ACP. Still didn't go through. This thing is definitely losing its structural integrity, but we've shot it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. I'm not going to waste our time shooting it again with 44 Magnum, again out of a rifle as opposed to a handgun what this is rated for. We might try something a little bit more interesting. So what I have here is my CMMG Banshee in 5.7 by 28. For those of you who are not aware, 5.7 by 28 is kind of designed for this thing. And I've seen some places where it says level 3A is rated for 5.7. I've seen some places that don't list it as part of the ratings. On the NIJ website, it's not a part of their listed calibers for level 3A. But I want to find out. Now this is an 8-inch barrel, so we're kind of between the FN57 pistol. Longer than that, but shorter than a P90, even in its SBR configuration. So I'm curious with some 27 grain solid copper bullets, what happens here. So let's find out. Definitely transmitting a lot less energy considering that didn't even have water in it and didn't go anywhere. So maybe it just zipped right through. Let's find out. So the 5.7 entered right between one of these 45 ACP holes and that last 44 Magnum hole, that little itty bitty hole there, and we found the failure point. Now, that area was pretty significantly weakened, so I might try to find a spot that hasn't been so drastically impacted to see if we can repeat that, but let's find out. Yeah, I have a bad feeling about that one too. So once again, zipped right through, went to a more or less unaffected area from any of the impacts before, but it just zipped right on through. So again, it's hard to say with how compromised this plate has been after shooting it, but it's not every handgun round, including a handgun caliber shot out of a rifle to get extra velocity and energy, but didn't stand up to 5.7, which I kind of saw it going either way, to be honest. Well, that's interesting. So just out of curiosity, I decided to try some 40 grain VMAX 5.7 ammo from FN. Had our impact right there, but it did not go through. And it's not just because this tab is torn and it's got a hole underneath it. It just straight up didn't go through. So 40 grain VMAX, this plate stopped, but the 27 grain solid copper bullet, which is probably going considerably faster, this thing did not stop. So looks like 5.7 could kind of go either way. Just in case that was a fluke, I'm going to go ahead and hit it again with a 40 grain VMAX. I think it stopped it. So I hit it down here, no penetration, did not go through. So 40 grain VMAX will not go through 3A, 27 grain will. And that's not even the red box stuff. Obviously you can't put that through a pistol legally. So pretty interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and wrap up our thoughts about this. So let's go ahead and try to summarize what happened. Honestly, a lot of it is what I expected, although towards the end there we got some interesting results. So we first went across, did the 9mm. I knew that this would stop it. Knowing what level 3A is supposed to do and seeing some other tests out there of other 3A plates, I knew that that would stop it no problem. We went to 45 ACP, which if anything is less likely to penetrate armor than 9mm. Still no issues there whatsoever. Then we went to 45 Long Colt. Again, no issues, just as I expected. Then I went to 44 Magnum, and I could honestly see this one going either way. So 44 Magnum is really at the top end of what level 3A is supposed to stop according to the NIJ ratings. Now, normally that would, I would assume, be 44 Magnum out of a handgun. We were shooting it out of a rifle with a 16-inch, well, just over a 16-inch barrel. Now, I figured with that extra velocity of the longer barrel, we could go either way, and while The first one, I don't think we did stop the slug. I don't feel it in there. I think what happened is it hit, and then as it deflected, it continued on its way out the side of the plate. So the plate effectively stopped it. The second time we shot it, straight up in the plate, right here in the dead center, and it definitely stopped it. That's when I went on to FN57, and again, I figured this would go either way, and it kind of did. So first we went with the 27 grain, again, the solid copper bullet, just the regular blue box FN ammo, and it zipped right on through. And I kind of expected that's what happened based on the reaction or lack thereof by the plate against the box. It just stayed put. And usually when it stays put, that means either there was no energy transfer at all or it zipped right on through, again, meaning no energy transfer at all. I went ahead and tried shooting it a second time, and again zipped right on through, really with no issue whatsoever as far as I can tell. So I decided I brought some 40 grain VMAX FN ammo again. I might as well try that, and that it did stop. So that goes to show that speed is what kills armor. If you can get that bullet going faster, that's what's more likely to go straight on through. So that 40 grain, almost double the weight bullet, is going significantly slower. That got stopped. The bullet that was super duper lightweight, going a lot faster, went straight on through. So some interesting results. Now, what does that mean for this plate? I would say this is a very good thing to have in a backpack or a messenger bag or any sort of bag that you can foresee yourself carrying. The vast majority of violent crime with firearms perpetrated in the U.S. is done with handguns, which this has shown it will more than easily stop, and multi-hit at that too. In fact, well, yeah, I'm not going to try it. I was going to say I might see how many times I can shoot this with a 9mm before it fails, but my setup is blown, and I don't think it'll handle that. But this thing did everything it was asked for, and then some. We shot it, again, 3 times with 9, 3 times with 45, 3 times with 45 long, 2 times with 44 mag, and 4 times with 5.7. That total will be over there on the side of the screen. And it again, other than what it wasn't supposed to stop, it stopped everything. So very interesting result. I'm pretty happy with it. And I think one of the best things is the price that these things are coming in at. These things are very reasonably priced. I think it's like under $130 for one of these panels. And again, it just slides into one of your packs. It doesn't do anything to reduce the efficiency of your bag, because even if you put it in the laptop pouch, you can still put a laptop in there. So it really is sacrificing very, very little while giving you a lot of protection. Now, I did kind of fast track this video. Ordinarily, I've got some other videos in the queue, but I wanted to get this one done because talking about pricing, Cannae IIIA is doing their St. Paddy's Day sale right now, where you're going to get an additional percentage off, I believe. Definitely on the packs, if not on the plates as well. I don't know if the plates are kind of their own thing. If you're watching this after the end of the St. Paddy's Day sale, I do have my own coupon code for Cannae IIIA, which I'll have at the bottom of the screen. That'll still get you your regular discount through Cannae IIIA. I'm pretty impressed by what this thing did. And if you guys want to see more armor testing on the channel, definitely let me know. There are some other companies I've been talking to about the possibilities of testing some different types of armor. And if that's the style of video you guys are interested in, definitely let me know, because that's something I would definitely like to test in the future, especially with all these fun calibers that I've got, like that new 5.7 from CMMG, which you're going to see a lot more of on the channel, which you're also going to see a lot more of the Cannae OreGear bags on the channels now that I've got those extra packs to test. I really want to say thanks to Cannae OreGear for sending out this panel for me to test. Hopefully they're happy with the way this went, and I want to say also thanks to my patrons for making a video like this one possible. Ammo's not cheap, especially stuff like 45 Long Colt or 5.7, so their contributions directly allow me to come out here and do videos like this one and the eventual reviews of some of those guns that you saw for the first time today. So, because of that, I post all my content over to Patreon early. We do some behind-the-scenes content. We do live streams. We have a Discord server. We do a lot of stuff over there, so if any of that interests you, or you just want to financially support the channel and allow for videos like this one to be made, definitely head over to my Patreon, which the link will be down below. If you're interested in Cannae OreGear stuff, the link will be down below for that stuff as well. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go and throw those in the comment section down below. Did these results surprise you, or is this exactly what you expected? Definitely let me know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. But anyway, with all that being said, as always, I hope you got something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching. And also, I swear, it's not coronavirus. I'm just losing my voice.